was that? Oh, thank you for asking what were my favorite musical moments of January. Good question. Well, let's see. This month I listened to some new extreme metal. Nothing grabbed me. I I'm starting to find that a lot of these bands are really kind of falling into this really predictable pattern of extreme metal. And it's really not any better than the early 90s for hair metal. Everybody gives that so much shit. But come on, extreme metal is the same damn way like every genre. There are some artists out there really still creating and experimenting and pushing the boundaries, but a lot of it is pretty safe from what I heard this month so far. Anyway, let's get on to my favorites. I guess the most extreme metal thing would be Wilderun's Epigon. Love the album. Very experimental, very just proggy, folky, which I'm not a folk fan, but it's folky and it's metally and it's just really damn good. The progressions are great. It's unpredictable in a lot of places, and I really enjoy that album. Now, another album that my favorite album, I would say, of the month has been Lalu or Lalu. I don't know how it's pronounced. I don't know. But it's a French artist. The album is Paint the Sky, and this thing is so beautiful. And I know I just got saying, there's people doing the same old crap and all that stuff. And okay, this does have a lot of elements that harken kind of to 70s prog rock, but it's got new elements as well. It kind of blends them together. But it's a beautiful progressive rock, progressive metal album. And it's got so many facets. The vocals are absolutely outstanding. The musicianship here is just really great. And this album is not known by anybody, but if you get a chance, if you're a fan of progressive rock or progressive metal, if you like Porcupine Tree, Dream Theater, that type of thing, give it a listen. You're going to enjoy the hell out of this. Lalu, Paint the Sky. Highly, highly recommend it. I can't recommend it highly enough, actually. I got it early and I never opened the email, and then I went to open the email and I was like, holy shit, this is good. I'm going to do a review early on this thing, and then I realized that it had already been out for a while, and I never did the review, but the album is absolutely outstanding. Love that album so much. And I would say my third favorite album of the month is Steve Vai's Inviolate. Fantastic guitar work. Of course, it's Steve Vai. It's going to be fantastic, but it's not quite as obscure and obtuse as some of his stuff. Sometimes he gets too far out there, and I kind of get lost a little bit. This is just it's the sweet spot of Steve Vai's guitar playing for me. Great guitar work. I can get lost in this album. I can put it on and just get lost in the album and just listen to the beautiful, fantastic guitar work of Steve Vai. Great album. Yeah. Other than that, I would say my favorite musical moment of my favorite musical moment of the month would be I can't remember what day it was. Is sometime in January. Can't be more than 2 weeks ago, probably. I went to a show and saw Jeff Tate, and he is performing probably my favorite album of all time, which is Rage for Order, and performing Queensryche Empire, both albums in their entirety, and such a great show. His band right now is really young. I think they're all probably in their 20s. They bring a lot of energy, and they're very good musicians. And just like I said, full of energy, full of life. Jeff is full of energy. And his voice is spectacular. It's spot on. Maybe it's tuned down a half a step. I'm not sure. But it takes not a damn thing away from any one of these songs. They're incredible. Seeing him perform those two albums in their entirety is mind-blowing. I mean, that is some difficult vocal work, especially Rage for Order. Some of that vocal work is crazy. At the very end, he was starting to lose the voice just a little bit. But any human would lose their voice after singing that material 2 straight albums. Come on, man. I'm not saying losing it as it was bad. It wasn't. It's just you could tell it was getting a little hoarse. But the show itself is absolutely stellar. And Empire is not my favorite album by any means by Queensryche. There's some good stuff on it. But live, they were able to really create some heavy moments. The end of Delta Brown, they turn into this really long jam session where they get really heavy. That's such a damn good show. If there's any Queensryche fans out there, and you still are under the impression that Jeff can't sing anymore, and I'm not going to go watch that. If you get a chance, if you're a actual fan of the band and you're a fan of those albums, you got to hear this. This is done to perfection. So damn good. And yet there's playful moments. It's not absolutely by the book to the T, but it's close, and yet they still give themselves room for interpretation and experimentation in ways. Fantastic show. I cannot, recommend this highly enough. And so there you are. That is, I can't talk today at all, man. I don't care. Whatever. I'm not a good talker, so, arrest me. Anyway, those are my favorite musical moments of January. Some good stuff. February has a lot of interesting titles coming out, and I'm excited to hear them. So, anyway, thank you very much for watching. See you.